Contractor.
Oh, jeez.
And yesterday I'm like, man, you're on vacation. He came in today, he's like, I'm going on that vacation. He leaves, he comes back like 5 hours later, he's like, going to Cozumel on the other side of the country. I'm like, good idea. All right. We'll call this meeting to order. May I have a roll call, please?
Trustee DeBoer? Here. Tretchell?
Here.
Pfeiffer?
Here.
Connor?
Here.
President Vanderstill?
Here.
And Trustees Walschlager and Hallquist are excused this evening.
If you'd all please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance led by Trustee Pfeiffer.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. At this time, for anybody that would like to speak in public comments, please feel free to step to the podium. And you can speak for anybody that's on the agenda will be able to speak when the item's on the agenda. Anybody on Zoom want to speak? In public comments?
I think we're good.
Anybody in the room? All right. First item on the agenda is a consideration of approval of the minutes for the February 9th, 2026 meeting.
Make a motion that we approve the minutes for February 9th, 2026.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the minutes from the February 9th meeting. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? That motion is carried. Now we have items related to the vouchers. We have a consideration of a contractor's application for payment number 1 to Mid-City Corp in the amount of $340,170.06.
Mid-City Corporation has been working on our Shadow Ridge and our lean lift station. They've completed most of the work at Shadow Ridge. There's still some cleanup work to do at our lean and work on Rustic. This is a partial payment. We've had our engineers and staff look over that and do alarm checks on the work that they have done. Staff recommends making a payment of $340,170.06 to Mid-City.
I'll make a motion then to approve the contractor's application for payment number 1 to Mid-City Corp in the amount of $340,170.06.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. This is on the table. I'm gonna have you read that number, Ryan.
That's next. This is just this item.
I know, I want you to let them know what's coming so they can write the number down now because it's changing the number.
Yeah, so item A didn't make the total for item B. The total for item B should be 652,272.80.
52672.80.
652,272.80.
I just wanted everybody to know that because we're gonna go to make a motion. We're all gonna be confused. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? That motion is carried. Now we got the next item, which is the vouchers, which includes the action that we just take, and this is for an amount of vouchers payment for $652,272.80.
I'll make a motion to approve the vouchers for payment of the amount of $652,272.80.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve those vouchers. Any discussion on the vouchers? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? That motion is carried. Now we got actions related to licenses and permits. We have restricted species permit is here. Heather, I see her here. If you do want to say a few words, you can. Brian, if you want to go first or if you want to let her, however, if you want to just let us know a little bit of background on it.
Yeah, up to you guys. So I believe that Heather's here seeking a special species permit to have 3 dogs at the residence. I believe 2 are her dogs and 1 is Troy's. Is that correct? Okay. Again, no real concern here. We responded out last August to the residents, and one of the dogs had run away. I believe they located the dog at a further time. There was no issues with us with that. And then there was a dog bite November of 2025. I believe the dog was inside the grist mill and bit a patron. And the victim needed 8 stitches from the dog bite. But again, this was not at the residence. This was inside the bar at that time. So other than that, we haven't had any issues at the residence, and I just wanted to make the board aware that there was the dog bite in November. That's all I have.
I had gone over before the meeting and I did talk, because I think it's an odd situation. Like usually we're just dealing with at the residence where dogs are running off the residence. And I think that even though there may have been 8 stitches involved, it is very different the way animals interact when they're outside of their, that's just my opinion, but I think it's important to note that. Because it was away from their home. It wasn't, where there's other dogs and people.
I'll make a motion that we approve the restricted species permit for Heather Schmidt, 428 Cottonwood Avenue for a third dog.
Second?
It's been moved and seconded to approve the restricted species permit for Heather Schmidt at 428 Cottonwood Avenue. This is to have 3 dogs. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? That motion is carried. Thank you. Now we have operator's bartender's application for Matthew McKenna.
He's on Zoom. They don't have to.
Yep, if you want to stay for the whole meeting, you are more than welcome, but you don't have to. And it wouldn't be rude if you leave, but it's totally up to you guys. Okay. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Mr. McKenna is on Zoom and stuff.
Mr. McKenna, you're on Zoom. Can you hear me? Why doesn't someone just give us a breakdown until he gets caught up that he can speak if he wants?
Hello.
Hello. Do you want to give a little background of your application?
I've been bartending for about 4 years while in La Crosse for college. Assume you guys called this because I made a mistake one night. I learned a lot from it, and I just moved home, and I'm looking to make some money while I'm applying for other jobs and interviewing for other jobs with my college degree, and still paying rent in college in La Crosse. So, yeah, I suppose it's a little bit of background for that.
I'm going to just throw a question at you, Matthew, if that's okay. This is Jeff, the village president. I just wanted to ask you quick. So it's my understanding in talking with, things that popped up on background check, that you received an OWI, and the conviction date was March 18th.
March 19th.
March 19th, 2025.
Correct.
So we can discuss this. I just wanted to let you know, in the past for the village board, what we typically do is say, hey, if someone gets a OWI, they got to wait a year, and then they can get their operator's bartender's license after that time. The board will be able to decide. I can't decide this on my own, but I'll be stressing to the board as I am right now that maybe we can just leave that as a staff level, that after the 19th, you can come back in. You would be able to have a background check run by the police department just to make sure you haven't done anything, not that you will. But nothing related to alcohol, like another OWI, and then staff would be able to grant that license. So if you want it right now, we can go through the steps of trying to figure out if you should be given it early. If not, that's another thing that can be requested at that time, depending on what you want to do.
Yeah, no, I would discuss that right now because, I already paid the application fee. It would have been nice to know that there was a year's, that you guys do that year waiting period. So I could have just waited an extra 2-3 weeks instead of wasting $50. So I would be open to having the conversation of maybe early reinstatement, especially because I also went through the reapplication process while in La Crosse, and I was granted my bartending license and didn't have to show up for anything like this as well.
Mm-hmm.
Apply in 3 weeks, or just this application can be delayed
No.
for 3 weeks?
It would get delayed.
Yeah, so so it's not going to have any additional costs. I don't know if he understood what you were saying.
Yeah, there would be no addition. I don't consider it a waste because you're paying to apply because we're running background checks and stuff like that. So it's but you wouldn't have to reapply. Maybe I worded that improperly. Basically, you're waiting a month and a couple days before you'd be able to serve. Before you'd be able to be the operator. Yeah, less than a month.
3 weeks.
before you'd be able to be the operator where you're on the premises alone, acting as the, the head operator.
Okay.
Is that something that would be permissible to you?
Yeah, that can work.
Because he can still bartend there.
still work
It's
for you.
being a sole bartender. For the board, that would be effective March 19th. They would do a contingent motion to approve this liquor license effective March 19th with staff approval.
Yep. And with that, I mean, I will say, because I don't want you to think that I'm just going against you, Matthew, and I'll say it for the board could vote and say, hey, we're gonna kind of lighten this up and we're gonna do it right now. I just think sticking with the 1 year, we've really cut back on even being too stringent. And I think that's a proper thing of like, it gives you a little time to think, and it is, I don't know. Do you have anything, Brian, that you want to add?
No, I think just waiting the extra 3 weeks, it wouldn't, it'd still be within village board policy, and I can work with staff as far as running that background check on the 19th of March, and if all checks out, if Sandy's fine with it, and we can let him know that it's been approved, and he can bartend with his operator's license. So I have no concerns here.
How long does that check usually take?
Usually a day.
Oh, so not that
A
long.
day,
Okay.
2 max, depending on who's in the office, but yes.
All right. If anybody on the board has stuff they want to add, please do.
I think we should wait 3 weeks. I mean, if we
Yep.
make an exception, then obviously we made an exception, then next time somebody comes in, maybe it's 5 weeks to, and then how do you justify, I mean.
It goes on a path, yeah.
Right.
I would agree with.
I do want to stress, Matthew, you are able to work in a bar and even around alcohol. You're just not like with the operator's permit, it's like you could be the only person working there. That's the only thing you're restricted of doing right now. You still can do everything else you'd be able to do as long as someone's on premise that holds one.
I'm gonna let's move forward. I'm gonna make a motion that we approve the operator bartender application for Matthew McKenna, contingent on background check on the 19th of March and staff approval.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. I think you meant to word it like this. I'm just going to clarify. March 19th or after, staff can take care of giving it to them because the board is voting now.
Yep.
Okay. That motion's been made and seconded. Police seem like they're totally fine with that, and obviously our staff is. So you'll just be able to reach out to the village on the 19th and get that going. It sounds like it'll only be a couple days if you get the background check will be run by PD, and then you should be good to go. Okay.
So we will do the background check automatically on March 19th, and then Matthew, you can give us a call maybe on the 20th or the 21st. We'll let you know if it's completed and ready for pickup.
Let's vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? That motion is carried. If someone can just make sure he gets that message. Thank you, Matthew. Now we have items that are related to the February 16th Architectural Board and Plan Commission. We have review and consideration of an extraterritorial certified survey map for Braden property at N30 W29315 Hillcrest Drive. I say the same thing every time, but you guys know the drill now. It's within 1.5 miles of the village border. We're a village, they're a town. We have the right to say yes or no, because if it doesn't fit with our plans for the future, then we can say yes or no. If I'm not mistaken with this one, we don't anticipate.
No issue.
No issue at all.
Went right through Plan Commission.
Yep. But it does take a motion.
I'll make a motion then to approve the extraterritorial certified survey map for the Braden property at N30 W29315 Hillcrest Drive.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve that extraterritorial certified survey map for the Braden property on Hillcrest Drive. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? That motion is carried.
Thank you.
Thanks. Now we have review and consideration of resubmittal of approved addition for T-Lon at 1110 Richards Road. Now, this was one, I believe, they were just at Plan Commission, weren't they?
They were at Plan Commission, this was approved, all they're doing is coming back, changing the size slightly smaller.
Than what they did last time? Like
Then
last
they
week?
asked for approval, correct?
Okay. So it's just getting a little bit smaller? So this would be conceptual?
No, this is it. Yep.
Okay. So they didn't change anything except for it went I was just gonna, it was just
We
that
approved
plan,
it
so
a
that's fine.
while ago. It came to the
Yep.
plan commission just because they changed and altered it, so it needed plan commission review.
Yeah, this,
Just
okay.
coming forward.
Yep. Good. Sail it.
I'll make a motion that we approve the resubmittal of the approved addition for T-Lon at 1110 Richards Road.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the addition for T-Lon at 1110 Richards Road. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? That motion is carried. Now we have other items for consideration. We have consideration of a third reading of a bill for an ordinance 1/20/2026, an ordinance to amend Chapter 30 of the Village of Hartland Municipal Code pertaining to the court.
Again, this is the third reading for this ordinance. This came after Palmyra joined the Lake Country Municipal Court. We had the second reading 2 weeks ago, and we asked that it go to this third reading due to some small changes noticed by the City of Oconomowoc, some errors, some spelling errors that they corrected, and then changed some semantics, such as the court, they changed to Lake Country Municipal Court. There was only one other formatting issue, and nothing changed in the last 4 weeks after those first corrections were made. So nothing, again, changed in the last 2 weeks in the ordinance.
Okay, then I'll make a motion that we adopt the bill for an ordinance number 0120/2026, an ordinance to amend Chapter 30 of the Village of Hartland Municipal Code pertaining to court.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to approve a bill for an ordinance number 1/20/2026, an ordinance to amend Chapter 30 of the Village of Hartland Municipal Code pertaining to court. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? That motion is carried. Now we have discussion and consideration to approve the amended successor agreement for the operation of the Lake Country Municipal Court, AKA Municipal Court for Western Waukesha County.
Again, this comes in light of those previous changes I just mentioned. This had been voted on previously. Those changes were made, and it just needed to go before the board again with those small changes.
I'll make a motion to approve the amended successor agreement for the operation of Lake Country Municipal Court, AKA Municipal Court for Western Waukesha County.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the successor agreement for the operation of Lake Country Municipal Court. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? That motion is carried. Now we have discussion and consideration of amendments to the beer garden agreement. I'm going to list all three right away in case they, blend into each other, but we have addition of Wednesdays as a day of the beer garden with adjustments to usage fees. We have placement of food trailer to added food preparation area, and we have delineation of the beer garden area.
Come on up. So we met, this is Stephanie with Beer Snob. She had some ideas, and I'll let you explain each of them. I have a map up for the board here for the food truck. You won't see it, but if you want to explain the Wednesday, I know you talked about Wednesday, Sunday. So just go ahead, start there, and then we'll go to the trailer and then to the ice cream.
Yeah, I was thinking about adding Wednesdays to the weekly schedule because opening on Thursdays when we have the concert series and all that is extremely hard because it's just our crazy busiest day. So if we're open the day before, I feel like it would give us a whole day to get prepared for Thursdays. Sundays are really, give or take, good or bad. Usually it's not really that busy in the park, so I was kind of thinking we could do Wednesdays instead of Sundays, or if we could shorten Sundays to just during the day till like 4 or something like that. So that's kind of what I was
Sundays
thinking.
now?
What's the hours on Sunday? Yeah.
Well, we were doing 12 to 8, then we went 12 to 6, but it's just after like 3 or 4, it's really nothing there.
Okay.
I would agree, that seems like a call that you can make, but 4 o'clock seems like a pretty reasonable time on Sundays.
Yeah, it's usually by then, everybody's gone, or,
I would think
My-
so. Just people cooking out,
Yeah.
people, I mean, it's tough to get people to come.
My
out and have a
thoughts
few
is always
beers
kind of like
before we're all getting ready to
stair-step
work.
things, so like the 8 to 6 to 4, and then reevaluate, and if it doesn't warrant, but at least we're slowly reevaluating it per hour and transactions and that.
Think 4 o'clock's the ideal time on Sunday?
I think so, I think that would help too with staffing and everything, because when we did the longer days, it was like we had a morning staff and the night staff, and it's just like nothing after 4. So 4 o'clock would be best, if you want me to still be open on Sundays, which I, can. I just think 4 o'clock would be,
I just like what Rick said, like, because it was open, we're kind of letting
Yeah.
people know it's like, hey, there's not a lot of people coming in, so we're scaling it back.
yeah,
Packer games at the end of the season
Yes.
make it tough. I mean, I know all year long, but it's just, there's a lot going on in Lake Country at that time, and I
There
mean,
is.
let's all be honest, I mean, there are people that have put in a good weekend after Friday and Saturday, and they're just not making it to the park.
yeah.
Yeah, they're winding it down, they're going back to work on Monday.
Well, and she mentioned she did have some live music, and it'll get to other things in this. She's gonna police it a little bit, but there were people that would have 20, 30 people there and bring catered food and their own drinks. And made it very difficult she was losing money those weeks.
Yeah, on Sundays. We paid for live music to come out, and people were coming out for it, but they were bringing their own food and drinks in, so it kind of was like a waste,
Big time.
Yeah.
Yep.
The idea of Wednesday makes a lot of sense, I think, for you guys, and I think that, getting a start on the weekend a day earlier is, no one's gonna be opposed to that idea.
Yeah.
But it makes sense what you're saying about if Thursday you've got the concert series and you've got all the chaos involved in that, and you're trying to start the weekend for the beer garden, that's a lot to take on, so I think Wednesdays make a lot of sense.
Yeah, because our deliveries come Wednesdays and everything, and then by Thursday, I feel like we're just never ready.
Yeah.
Item 2, I'm gonna just show, that's this circle right here. Sorry, it's not on that screen, it's just on the board. That's gonna go away. This never should have stayed. Mr. Jensen would agree to that. We have a tree there, and it doesn't drain properly, it's not put in properly, so this will all be squared off of blacktop, and the trailer will go right here, take up no parking. Explain why the trailer and what you hope to do with it. And it's not like a food truck, it's gonna say Hartland Beer Garden.
Yep.
And continue.
It'll be like wrapped with the Hartland Beer Garden logo on it. It's just a really nice area to like prep our food, store our food and make stuff. The biggest thing that I get worried about is all of our food had to be made at Beer Snobs in the kitchen and brought over, just because of the space we have that we're working with the little, I call it a little closet. It's really hard to like keep
an old
food.
closet.
Yeah. And when we did run out of food on Thursday nights, because we're so busy, we've had to call Beer Snobs to like remake food, and they're busy too. So like just having that trailer on site would give us a whole peace of mind to just make food and have everything there ready to go for the whole weekend. And we wouldn't have to use Beer Snobs at all. So we would have that on there, but it would be totally dedicated just to the beer garden. I wouldn't have it be a Beer Snobs food trailer or anything. It would be dedicated just for there. So it'd stay on site. We'd prepare all the food there. We'd have everything. It's just like an addition to what I'm using now, just a lot more.
It's expansion.
Yeah, just having that there. And it does have a nice window. It's like pretty much a brand new trailer, so it would be really nice to add there. And it would be in a spot that would be really good to, so we wouldn't do the beer there. We would just do the food there and still do the beer in the closet area. Well, I don't even know what to call it. But
The beer closet.
we call it the beer closet. I'm like,
like-
I think that's a great idea.
I think it is too, and I like that it would be logoed with, I mean, I think it helps all of us.
Good
for
advertising?
Down the road
Yeah.
for, like, if food trucks are like, but you already have one there, it's like, this is like part of equipment, just like if a DPW truck was parked down there. Everybody knows it's Heartland. If this is gonna say Heartland Beer Garden, it's,
But it's a good business decision to have that. It's more efficient and you
Yeah.
better service for the customers. And
It would be.
less
That-
The stress off. of
having to
you.
wait to track food back and forth.
And it'll move maybe once a month. It will be there parked. It's not gonna be a back forth, hard to get
Yeah.
in, hard to get out, in the way. It won't affect any operation, and we're actually gonna do the blacktop how we should have. We all agree afterwards, yeah.
why did we leave that like that?
Cause it was a beautiful tree in a circle.
Does the tree stay?
It's difficult right now for anyone to get to the stage, for anyone that's.
Oh, believe me, I know. I
On a
watch them when they're
Thursday.
like, I can't drive, and it's like, don't drive over the lawn.
Yeah, because so we have a drain line there, so our plan is to actually bury that drain line, put a valve box in there, like we do in our roadways and everything else, for that drain and asphalt that over. Yeah.
Okay. And then we have,
So the ice cream, she had asked about that. In her contract, it does say you could, and we have not heard anything from Little Dippers. So I don't see that as an issue for selling ice cream. The last item was the delineation of the beer garden. That goes to, we're gonna put up more signage that says no carry-ins or remind people of the rules in the park. But the area that she's concerned about is hers, the beer garden, actually where the picnic tables are, that if you're in that area. So I know Tom was mentioning, I don't wanna say stanchions, but some kind of temporary seasonal.
Yeah, so what we have right now is basically they're like 3 or 4 foot little eyelets that go out, and then they put like a hemp rope all the way around it, so it's kind of just delineating. Like a lot of people use it for like their campsites and stuff. We kind of got some numbers on that. Getting that from the arch where you walk in under the beer garden sign all the way around by the warming shed and then back to that arch. It's about like $800 for that temporary fencing for that. So
what kind of temporary fencing?
so it's like I was saying, it's like a stake with an eyelet at top, and then there's like a rope that goes through it. It's kind of like a temporary, like people sit around their campground or something like that. Just kind of a little delineator that you're in or you're not. You know, it's kind of more so like a stanchion, like at the movie theater or anything like that. Similar to that, but
Sure.
we were gonna go with the rope version.
So I guess in Ryan, if you could pull up the map again.
And it's
Just like we all know, and this is the tough thing, and I'm not going against it, because it's the tough thing with, especially as we're like charging more and having them do more. The tough thing is we still have a park that's paid for by the taxpayers, so we do have the tough part is the direction of the stage. That's the really tough part. If the stage was in the back and then you had the whole beer garden, like the yard, then it would be much easier
Yeah.
because everybody still would sit there, because it's only because the music, they're over there. We do know to some extent that people bring stuff in, but in the beer garden, it is supposed to be, that's under lease by you, so that's not supposed to, but now it does get, I'm just saying,
Yeah.
it gets tough. I know sometimes people are like, no, they shouldn't be able to carry in there because it says no carrying in alcoholic beverages, but you want to make a park unfun really quick, be like, no bringing anything in, you know, just because of the history of Hartland. So I think it is something touchy to work on, but I think having it delineated on what's the beer garden, in case anything did get out of control where people are just bringing in food or having a party of 50 people and they're like, no, I'm gonna do it right here and bring my own food.
And they
it's
do.
like, well, that's
A lot.
and that is the tough thing, because you do have someone that's paying a lease of quite a bit of money just to use that space and provide a service to the village. I do like to always say it's a partnership, but it's something that I feel like have to juggle, and it gets a little tough sometimes, because
Yeah.
you don't want to say, no, it's your park, but you can't bring anything into it, but you never want to get to the point where people are, I can tell you, all of us have come and bought plenty of drinks at the beer garden, but
Oh,
you
yeah.
don't want it to become a place where it's like, yeah, I'm always just gonna go use your music, but I'm gonna take all my own stuff, no matter, so, I get it.
Have you had situations where you had a big group come into the beer garden area and you've had
Oh, yeah.
to ask them to?
I've never asked anybody. I didn't know if I could, I didn't know what the ordinance was or anything, I've just let it slide, but Sundays was the biggest thing when I provided the music and paid for that people just, I mean, they set up their parties there like they're renting a pavilion.
Yep.
But they're not, they're in our space, and then they just roll up coolers like tailgating and stuff, and we sit there with no.
In my view, that should be your protected area.
I
And
think,
just that-
and when I see the beer
Signage
garden,
up.
see where the table, you know this little grass area here, Rick, that's the beer garden.
That area.
That's
Yeah, it
all
should
I
be
was asking for.
restricted signage up in that, I mean, at least at the minimum.
We're trying to get
police it.
people to go into that little area with maybe signage that says
Yeah,
like.
kind of that one opening. I was planning on putting like kind of the yard signs kind of in the front, like that trench area initially, for probably the first couple different beer gardens that start with the season. We are updating all of our metal signage, especially coming into Nixon. We're putting in all of our other signs too. I was working with the police department on the actual verbiage for that, citing the exact ordinance for it, and we're gonna be updating that. So every entrance to Nixon Park, even path, is gonna have a sign stating that ordinance, so.
That's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, and per our ordinance, it says that we have that at every entrance to every park, and we don't.
We're
So
not
we're
going,
go-
we're not
going-
going to. Nixon's the one that truly has.
Yeah,
We don't, Centennial people bring things for their kids' soccer game or something.
Yep.
So,
yeah.
Steph, so back to the additional Wednesdays and adjustment to usage fee, like, what are your thoughts on the usage fee side of that equation? Like, what would you like to see? What are your thoughts on what that would look like?
I already, for like the lease that I'm paying, so this year I already added $250 a weekend. So I'm thinking that's something that we can talk about. I mean, I am paying already $1,000 a weekend. So, and I feel like if I do get, the temporary fencing over there, I'm more apt to pay more, but if I don't, then that's kind of where I'm at. Does that make sense? Like, because if I still let people in with all their own stuff, then that's kind of where I'm at. Because it's like, if I'm already paying $250 more a weekend from what I had last year, I'm already up to $1,000 a weekend. And then, Sundays are kind of, not really, yeah.
Well, your margin's gonna go down.
Yeah, and then if, that was the real reason why I wanted it to kind of be a little more private area that I'm leasing and treat it like a restaurant, like those are my tables and stuff that so I haven't really come up with that, but I kind of wanted to see what everybody agreed to,
Just in throwing my 2 cents.
Yeah.
And I'm all about making money for the village, but our whole thing of raising it when we all were trying to figure it out was just trying to make sure what's fair, so that because the village taxpayer, it's their land, that we're getting enough there, but at the same time, we don't want to end up where someone doesn't want to come and run it either, because it's cost prohibitive.
yeah.
And I think that maybe down the line, because you guys have been really good and they give us their revenues where
Yep.
we can see exactly what they're making. If they knock it out of the park this year, I think it should be relooked at, even if it's staying the same. We should reevaluate it like we all talked about it. But also, I think I'd like to keep it the same, because like what she's talking about, like, hey, it's an area she's leasing, but then, I'm not saying all of us, but like we're kind of here as a board, like, we don't want it to turn into a full onslaught of, get out of here with that. You can't bring that pizza in here. That's not even from my restaurant. But at the same time, we want people to know, like, hey, you can buy it here. Do you know what I'm, like, it's a soft approach, because we want people to still feel homey and part of their community. We know this is a delicate balance.
I think
Quite
that,
honestly, people should be respecting the fact that Beer Snobs is committed to that space, and they're the ones taking on that financial risk. So just let's be adults and respect that
I agree.
area.
I agree.
we talked about that too. It's a fine line. People know Steph and Matt, and when they approach people, they're representing the Hartland Beer Garden, but also Beer Snobs. So they could be losing a customer at their restaurant and at the beer garden. So that's why they are delicate with how they approach people.
Well, that's not for, I was gonna say, it doesn't hurt to walk over to them and be like, hey, if you ever do this again, you can just contact us ahead of time so we can have the food, or whatever. I don't know what the right way to do it is. I don't wanna touch that.
I think it's just.
'Cause I know people do
The
that.
alcohol thing is hard, because they can go to Piggly Wiggly and buy a 12-pack, obviously, roll in their cooler and sit there,
Yep.
and I get it, totally get it, but it's like, I'm paying to be there and we're providing.
Yeah, that one, you don't have to let that at the beer garden.
What's
I
that?
mean, You don't
Yeah.
have to let that in the beer garden.
Yeah, but that's what they're doing, so that's why I'm like, well, if I could just, and I don't wanna be policing it, I'm not like that, I don't, but,
No, it's tough.
Want people to
it's
be
kinda like-
observant and respectful.
yeah.
So what are, for the rest of my fellow board members, what do you guys think about the roped off around
I
that
think,
space?
I think a restricted area roped off and with some signage that is politely stating the ordinance and things like that. Hey, it's right here in black and white or red and white, whatever the color is, so they can't sit there and say, well, I didn't know. I mean, that's, I guess, the subtle, soft approach to trying to do that.
I like what Rick is saying, even if, and I'm not trying to go overboard, maybe there's no way to do it, but even if there was, even if it was a few of them, just little placards that said Hartland Beer Garden, or that said, you know, somehow just saying, hey, you're entering, like, so people can't just be, I didn't know I was entering the beer garden, but having it roped off so that you know you're in there, I think that is a good delineation.
Yeah, with that rope.
Yeah,
and the way
no
that-
carry-ins, Hartland Beer Garden.
Yeah, with the way that we would have it roped off, they would have to literally walk underneath the arch saying Heartland Beer Garden.
Yeah.
So they would definitely know, unless they stepped over the fence, that they're going into the beer garden area.
Yep.
That was making that delineation there, so.
You'd be shocked.
Give you a taser.
For free beer, I'll be a bodyguard.
What about the fee?
So,
Bouncer tasing ale.
with regard to the fee, I agree, your fee is going up this year, and Sunday is kind of a stinker. So we're gonna dial back your time that you're gonna be spending there on Sundays this year. Maybe it ends up even going away at some point. So I think if we're adding Wednesday and Sunday's not really doing the productivity that you want it to be doing, and you're not making the money on Sundays, to me, I'm good with, personally, I'm good with it.
Just with
being at 1,000.
the new increase as
Yeah.
it's stated as is.
Yeah,
I'd be good with that, personally.
I would as well.
I'm the same way.
And I think the trailer as well is awesome, makes a lot of sense. I like the addition of signage. I like
Yeah.
that it draws more attention to what it is that we're creating here and where we're going with this. I like all of the above.
Is that a motion?
I'm gonna make a motion.
Okay. But it also includes ice cream or something in there too.
Oh, just the addition of it. Does that have to be moved?
Ice cream is in there, we just want to make sure.
Okay.
Before, Tim's got comments he wants to add in.
Tim's
I
on.
guess.
Oh, sure.
Yep, with trustee Hallquist out, he did email Ryan and myself just with some comments about the beer garden. He did mention what we've already discussed with the ordinance signs that used to be there. Tom Jensen is going to replace those. Let's see, he goes on to say about the fencing, that it just needed to be temporary, not an eyesore, and the appropriate fee be added if for any adjustment of an additional day. So I just wanted to read that on the record.
Got it.
I'll second.
I gotta move first. I'll make the motion, I'll make a motion that we add Wednesdays and the adjustment that was already going to happen this year goes up to $1,000, and then we scale back Sundays to 4 PM and see how that goes. That we approve the placement of the food trailer where we discussed and repave what was now the circle into more of a square or rectangle. And the delineation of the beer garden area by use of temporary and not aesthetically unpleasing rope, so that we would move forward with that as well.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to, and I'm going to try to nail
Clean
this.
that up.
It's been moved and seconded that there will be an addition of Wednesdays to beer garden operating hours. They will work with staff on hours. I'm gonna word it this way. Because it's already on the contract that it goes to $1,000, we're not changing any fee.
Correct.
There will be a food trailer,
Put the Sunday hours, since you're talking about
oh,
hours.
and Sunday adjustment, they will only be open until 4, unless they request something different, because at any given time you can request to
Sure.
adjust hours based on rain, whatever.
Okay.
Good zone. There will be the placement of a food trailer added for a food preparation area. That will be right where the tree is getting removed, better described just south of the stage on the asphalt area.
Closer to the parking lot.
I at least got the window in between there.
We're going the right direction.
And then there'll be a delineation, based on what was described to the board, and Tom is going to be working on ordinance signs, possibly other small signs, letting people know that they're in the beer garden, but at least the rope with eyelets, to create a delineation with some entrances and exits. But that's the whole motion. Am I correct on that? Yeah. Okay. Is there anybody confused? I don't think anyone is. All right.
I just wrote his motion was better.
Any discussion? Well, no, I'm saying it so that she's typing it.
I didn't say
Because it's the way it'll be in the minutes. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? That motion was carried. I was trying to make sure she has in the minutes, because that's what's gonna count.
Hey, it's your
Thank
story.
you.
You can
You're
tell anything
welcome.
you want.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Stephanie.
Now we have discussion and consideration to allow Ice Age Trail route through Cottonwood Wayside property. Tom, do you want to give us a background on this one, on how it came to be? And then I know that we have someone here from the Ice Age Trail that wants to speak.
Yeah, so if you look at the map that is provided, the top north section of that yellow line, that is currently not an actual blazed Ice Age trail. I met with the Ice Age Trail Alliance, Chad over there, and Waukesha County Land Conservancy, because part of this trail touches their property as well. As you can see, it's basically making the trail just go around the Y site field, or the Cottonwood Wayside field that's on the bottom there. So the trail would be coming out and going along that edge. It really intersects our property only at just that little corner there, if you can see the lot lines. There's like an existing trail now that's actually being used by hikers and stuff. It's just not an actual blazed trail. It's crossing the road at a different spot. That is my only concern over there, is that if we're allowing a trail into our right-of-way, we're technically supposed to have truncated dome and everything else for ADA compliance. So I know there's lots of areas across the state where the Ice Age Trail crosses a road. I reached out to our engineering firm and asked them basically how they're getting away with not doing that, and basically they are stating that we should still have a truncated dome according to all the ordinances and everything like that. That ditch there is a little steep and everything like that, so that would kind of be my only concerns, is that crossing of the road. But yeah, and then Chad, if you have,
And those are a couple $1,000s,
yeah.
these things. It says 220, it's not.
So we have, the red line is the current Ice Age Trail.
Yeah, I can explain it, yeah, right. Hi, Chad Duchateau.
Can you go to the microphone?
Oh, sure.
I was gonna bring it up in a minute. I was just gonna get the lay of the land, because this hadn't come before us before.
You can
Go
take the
ahead.
mic with you.
I can.
Yep.
Oh, okay, great. Yeah, my name is Chad Duchateau with the Ice Age Trail Alliance. Thanks, Tom, for introducing me, and great to follow up the beer garden discussion. Your question, yes, the existing Ice Age Trail is the red here. And as Tom indicated, we're proposing this yellow blazed route, which is true Ice Age Trail. And it really, the idea is, let me just quick change this, why, there's been a good investment from the village on some restoration. Our own volunteers have replaced all the boardwalks within the Hartland Marsh Preserve, which is what the Ice Age Trail Alliance owns, right? So just kind of, thousands feet of structure. Businesses bought into it, letting us use their properties to stage things and whatnot. So trail maintenance, and these people are crazy, right? One of the pictures, there was below zero last December. They were out putting a boardwalk in. So new structures, which part of the loop was to make it better. And then they also just the habitat improvement along with the village. We've had over 3 years worth of restoration work there, so really showcasing the native habitat. And so the idea would be, you've invested time, we've invested time, why not bring a national scenic trail, why not bring people off of a paved trail out into the marsh to sort of better interpret the glacial landscape, be one with nature, if you will, but it's sort of a celebration of the investment people have made into this property. And really, we've gotten approvals from the Land Conservancy. All of our volunteers have bought into it because they've put a lot of volunteer time and effort. I mean, several thousand hours. So I guess that's sort of what we're proposing. What do you think?
Yeah, and I just want to give, so Tom and I talked about this. Tom asked, he's like, hey, can I approve this, whatever? And I said, bring it to you, because with this piece of land, it would need the crosswalks, as he mentioned. The yellow at the bottom is going through ours, through the top. They're this is a site, this is one of our last green spaces that down the road, not saying now, down the road, if it ever got developed, would now have an Ice Age trail path through it that you guys would have to discuss if it ever gets developed. There was also talk of possibly a disc golf course here. So there's just challenges like that that I wanted all of you to be aware with. Once you do kind of make it an Ice Age trail path, it's kind of a permanent thing. That's all.
That was one thing that I was gonna bring up, just because it is something that we were even talking about possibly. I mean, we've had people that have come with interest of possibly selling, but also there's other people, I know Ben Askren and others have said that they'd really like to see a disc golf course here in Hartland, and I know that they've been in talks with the village for over 2 years, on and off, not like it's taken that long to talk. But because this is the first time we're seeing it, I was just wondering if we might be able to get a little time so we can go and
That's
ask
what I'd
some of
want.
those questions, and maybe even people will have time to call you guys, but we can kind of look at, you know, instead of ready, shoot, aim, we're like, okay, this is the direction we're gonna go. Maybe this is a place that we really wanna say, okay, well, let's forego selling it, let's do a disc golf course, let's get, you know what I mean, let's get a Ice Age trail and let's just leave it a green space. We may decide that, but if we're all talking about it, then we're making the best decision for the, you know, the future. That's just my opinion. I think we might wanna kind of reconvene on it and, 60 or 90 days. If that's okay with you, unless you're in a time crunch.
Definitely not. a
Okay.
time
No,
crunch.
I didn't know.
It was just, timing's right with just the activity that's been going on there and, sort of just keeping things moving along. But we understand as partners, right, sometimes it takes time. This is a fairly easy one for us because it's not like we really have to build trail. It's like there's existing trail there and so it's just a matter of,
And other than the village's property, you are not covering, or no, whose property is this?
Right here, this little yellow line, and then this entire yellow line.
That's village property. Whose is the others? Just the
Waukesha County
Conservancy?
Land Conservancy.
Okay.
So even this isn't us, even up here isn't us, across the street, but that's over our road.
So are we responsible for both those crosswalks then?
Yep. Yep.
well, the one crosswalk's already, the southern one is already lit, there's already have a signed crosswalk there, so we.
Yeah, that's right.
So we'd just be overlaying that, right? So
Yeah.
it's sort of like people walk by in the old blaze, like, oh, what is this beautiful property over there, right? There are trails, existing trails that are, white blaze, we call them loop trails. So it's just a matter of, do the true, end to end, hikers really want to walk over there? Well, that's part of the National Scenic Trail Standards. Like you bring people into these landscapes, right? As
Right.
opposed to,
Yep.
so, but yeah, so as Tom has said, you cross to the north there, it's right along their, the gravel driveway there, that's the only,
Yeah, and that gravel driveway is Waukesha County Land Conservancy. There's a little parking lot back there and a kiosk and stuff like that.
Yeah.
People have been using this trail that's posted. So.
On the north end, so the Ice Age Trail kind of cuts in behind that home in River Reserve.
Yes, yep.
Is that new yellow path, is there like a path in to meet that already?
Yeah, so it'd just be, I walked this entire path with them. It would just be removal of, a couple buckthorn and stuff. There is a path right now where you can tell people have been walking, kind of almost a
Okay.
deer path that's been widened out. So it'd be a couple buckthorn. He's reached out to River Reserve HOA too and talked with Stacy there, the president of that HOA, and they were for it as well.
What do you see as a cost on our end for this? Because we got the truncated dome, which would be some concrete work. The crosswalk, again, as soon as this goes in, what are they gonna ask for, Tom?
Yep.
No.
So,
we're not doing that.
and that's the thing is, I don't know if
We're
I
not
could
doing
actually
that.
put a truncated dome on that
I don't know
side
why you put
with that shoulder of the road right there. We'd really have to build that shoulder out a lot,
He's gonna want-
to do anything there, to put an actual, slab of concrete down, like a lot, cause it's probably a 3 to 4 foot drop right there. So that's, like I said, my only concern. I guess my question to you, and I haven't thought of this before, is when someone's on the Ice Age Trail and they're hiking, something happens, whose insurance does that fall? Is it the property owners, or do you guys have a general liability insurance?
Recreational
Or
unity.
I was gonna say, I can't imagine if I'm ever walking and something happens to me that anybody's gonna be like, oh. there's
That's the
this
same as
picture.
us.
You go
It's
there,
probably
you
a
gotta be more
recreational
safe.
immunity.
Okay.
Now, just like anything else, you can trip, you can sue. Sometimes the insurer may say it's not worth fighting. But yes, if somebody gets hurt out on a path, trail, anything like this,
Yeah.
generally it's part of the risk you take on a recreational path.
Right, and that's kind of what I was, kind of going back to is putting a sign there, basically cross at your own risk, because I mean, I've been on Ice Age trails all over the state, and they cross roads and zigzag in between roads, and there is no crosswalk signs, there's no delineated crosswalk.
I don't know that I put that, once you kind of put that, you're kind of admitting risk.
You're opening
Right.
it up.
So you just,
Yeah,
Even up in the Dells, when that thing goes across, there's areas where there's trails that go across, are lightly traveled.
when does the
Oh,
board
right.
want us to bring this back? You know, the first March meeting?
90 days, because I want to look into some stuff.
Yeah, I kind of want to even go out and look at it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
90 days.
If we bring this back to a early May board meeting, are you okay with that?
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right.
absolutely. And let us know if you want, we have volunteers in the area, if you want someone else to come out there, I mean.
yeah,
it's
and
not-
yeah. You can reach out to me too. I mean, I've hiked the whole area, so I can show you exactly where he's talking about crossing it and everything like that, so.
Yeah, I'm interested in that northern crossing there, and if we did have to do something, what would be involved there? Because if there's landscaping work, we gotta change what's happening with that ditch in order
Yeah.
to make that work, to make it so we are a little less liability on our hands. I don't know that this is the instance where we wanna, ask forgiveness later. I think we
Right.
should try to figure it out and do it right if we're gonna do it. So I'd like to know what kind of costs we'd be talking about there, Tom.
Yeah, that too.
Okay.
So you guys don't need a motion, we'll just bring it back May, whatever the first meeting in May is. Fine with that?
Start asking questions now, contact Ryan, contact Tom, contact Ice Age, and be able to take a look. And I also, just so you guys know, I'm gonna look into, I just wanna see, is that something that's possibly going? And I'll probably also be talking to you guys at some point saying, is this, if we are gonna go that route, do we maybe say, okay, I mean, is this a direction we're going where maybe we keep this green space and beautiful, or is it something,
Yeah, we should reach back out. I mean, after Ben Askren's health scare, I know we've messaged him a couple times, but, is there still interest? He had a friend to see, because there was a desire, it wasn't gonna be a huge disc golf course, but.
Yeah, and that was kind of the limiting factors there, is the size of that parcel. He couldn't fit an entire disc golf course in, so he tried putting it in half, and then that kind of lost a lot of the flair to the design of the course and stuff like that, so.
well, we'll find out.
Yep.
All right.
Thanks for bringing that to us. I
Thank
like
you.
it.
Tom, you have
Thank
his information?
Yep.
All right, Tom can email the board tomorrow your information, and they can ask you questions too.
Yeah,
and you can
absolutely.
share. Perfect.
Awesome, thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
All right, now we got consideration of renewing terms to the Business Improvement District for Nick Jensen, Bob Wisniewski, and Marilyn Haroldson. Again, these are terms for the Business Improvement District. Ryan would have to tell you how long they are.
Yeah, I believe they're 2-year terms. So they actually have been continuing since May, since December. They just never formally approved it. So all you're doing is approving those same board members. They're all just renewals.
I'll make a motion then to renew the terms of the Business Improvement District Board, Nick Jensen, Bob Newski, and Marilyn Haroldson.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to approve those three appointments, or to approve their terms. Nick Jensen, Bob Wisniewski, Marilyn Haroldson. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? That motion is carried. I don't know how you guys want to take these. Do you guys want Tom to read through what he's doing with each one of these projects? And then do it together? Yes. I had a feeling that's how.
All right. Okey dokey, we got well house work that we're doing, and this was kind of, everything here was in the budget, kind of stated before. We went out for proposal. We had, so, well number 5's got a rehab, and rehabs are the most costly thing that we can do at a well. There's a best case scenario and a worst case scenario. So the best case scenario is they go and they do the inspection, and the well doesn't need much work. It just needs some general cleanup and some maintenance or PM done on it. Or they could go in there and they could see a lot of issues. I don't foresee that with this well. We haven't had any issues with it. Our sampling's all been good. Nothing would indicate that the well needs the worst case scenario cost-wise. But when I did this, I sent out, I saw proposals giving us the best price with the best case scenario and a price with the worst case scenario. So the recommendation I'm making for this is Waterwell. This company did not provide the lowest bid. There was another company that was $396 lower, but their worst-case scenario was $15,000 higher. So we're kind of spending $396, but on the upswing, we're not losing $15,000 if it is the worst-case scenario. So that's why I'm asking you guys to take kind of the mid proposal per se on this. So that's why I'm making the recommendation for Water Well Solutions for all the well house work for $52,625. 26, thank you.
Keep going.
Yep. Nixon Park. So with this, this is all the backstop fencing. We did discuss this during a little bit the budget. This is basically putting in brand new backstop, raising up the fence that's along the sides, the baselines, everything that's going towards the canteen, putting it to 12 feet. Fly balls and stuff for hitting people at the canteen and stuff like that. In getting the quotes, we saw that the numbers came in lower than we were actually expecting because pricing somehow on fencing went down from previous years because we just did Pembroke in the last year, so we did our numbers based off of that. So I got numbers from the same company that provided the lowest proposal to do some of the outfield fence work too that needs to be done. We got some holes in there and stuff like that, and putting a gate in the center and stuff like that for some of the events that we do would really be nice instead of having just that split division. That would be a gate now instead of an actual cut. And then all the field restoration work at that field. So that was two different companies. So Century Fencing was the lowest bid on the fence, and Midwest Athletic Fields was the lowest on the field restoration, and the total cost of that was $91,090.
You're talking about, what are you doing? Are you redoing the infields again? Anything with the outfields?
Nope, it's just gonna be the infields.
Okay, just one.
Yep.
Is it basically the same as, I'm just wondering, is it this, I know we're on cycle now.
Yep.
Because I remember starting that. Is it, so you basically strip it, resod it? I mean, what are you guys doing this time?
So it's basically all the mounds in the fields are basically getting regraded in actual laser and adding all the material back in. So all the lips around the edges of the field, everything gets blown out, and it's like basically a mound like that on the edge of the field. So it'd be taking that down, resodding that edge, and cleaning that all up.
Got it. So, yeah, it goes like 8 or 10 feet into the grass.
Yep, because everything blows
And then you get
off
everything
and-
back down to even so that there's not that big mound just from when they're doing the work. It just gets pushed out that way. Okay, perfect.
And then I have the DPW garage door replacement. We got 3 different proposals for that.
But this is one, if you board members went down and looked at it, they're bad, and they've done
Yeah,
every repair you can do to every door.
Been there
and
forever, right?
I was blown away.
yeah, those are original doors, 86. But there's a lot of areas where we've screwed on brackets and keep moving them because they're just getting
Great
blown
job.
through. The metal's not holding anymore. So
You gotta love that.
yeah, so Hartland overhead door was the lowest bidder there, $69,925. And then there's a lot here. Then the bulk filling station. This is going to be going over by well number 3. This went to planning board last week. They took a look at it, approved it. This is going to be replacing the fire hydrant that we have outside the shop right now. Basically, that area is horrible for trucks to turn around. Some of the pictures in the packet is what it's going to look like. We're not going to have that giant overhead arm. It's just going to be a quick connect to the outside of this building. Any tanker company, landscaper, construction company that's watering for dirt and everything like that can hook up to this thing, and we can charge them with that. It's either a credit card or an account PIN that they're going to be putting in. Right now we're doing it the old paper way. We basically give them a paper and say, please tell us exactly how much money to charge you.
Please be honest.
Yeah, it's basically that farm stand on the side of the road. So,
Do you anticipate the revenues might go up or down? because
so
of this?
I've reached out to other municipalities that have installed these, and they've seen almost double.
Listen to this, Rick. Double. They say it goes up half when they.
Yeah. So, and the nice part about this thing too is it's going to be heated, it's going to be cooled, so we can extend our season a little bit as far as selling that bulk water, and we have the curb and everything there, concrete on the side of the road. It's going to be a nice setup. It's not going to, it'll be nice. So. And then,
Cooling before they change this over, right?
any questions on that?
Nope.
And that's, that was to Ferguson for $43,732. I was only able to get 2 proposals on that because there's not a lot of companies that are selling these things. It's a prefab building that comes. We basically pick it up and put it down once we get the water and everything stubbed in.
How much revenue do we get now from the water on the
So-
honor system?
Last 4 years has been like 35,000 total for the last 4 years.
We invest 43 to make 70.
Well, and
Sounds like a great idea.
and when this does happen, I'm gonna be reaching out to some of the bigger water suppliers because right now they're not using our site because they can't get a truck to it.
Now they will be able.
Now they will be able to. And it's
so
gonna
it's
be
100
easy
grand.
pulling it out. So,
Yeah, I like it if you could sell some more because of it, I like it.
and the last item I have here, this is our sanitary sewer cleaning and televising contract. Once again, Visit Sewer was the lowest qualified bidder at $1.35 per foot televising and 42 cents per foot cleaning. And that's staff recommendation awarding Visit Sewer with a sanitary sewer cleaning contract. And that basically, everything that we televise, we're looking at the utility project and doing it a year out from that, and cleaning is on a 3-year cycle across the village. So if there's anything that we see in the televising, we have a year or that utility contract to fix it, is the thought process there.
And then, Tom, each one of the things that you just talked about, most of those are all actually, these are all items that were budgeted.
Yep, that was all budgeted.
Anything that was over budget?
No.
I will make a motion that we approve the
There, that looks
contracts
like
for
it.
public works projects included in the 2026 budget as read by Tom, items A, B, C, D, and E.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the items read by our Public Works Director, Tom Jensen, A through E, on this agenda here for the 23rd of February. All of those things were budgeted. They were reconfirmed tonight. And any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Look at us just acting
Great
like
job
a
on the
regular
savings.
board, huh? Good job, Tom.
Thank you.
I always wanted, did you purposely save it until you get to at least 5 so you can just bring it all at one shot? Usually he has like one thing, today he's got like 6.
Yeah, no, that means these items that are budgeted, I try lumping them together. You know, as soon as the year starts, I get proposals out right away to make sure we can get this stuff started because this takes a long time to line up contractors and make sure everything lines up, so.
Nice work.
Yeah, very good, very cool. So we have an item that came up. I told Ryan when he told me about it, I'm like, just put it on the agenda then. I mean, I'm not, like, it wasn't my confirmation, but Trustee Walschlager wanted us to put on this thing for chickens. We can punt this. I personally don't see a need for change. She thinks that, my understanding, she wants to see a change where we put some die-hard restrictions in place of like, this is the parameters. And I personally don't agree with that because we have different areas in the village. And I also am never one that wants to get on top of like, I don't see any problems with chickens right now, so I don't want to restrict those things. That's just me. But if the board wanted to punt it to hear from her or talk about it, I personally don't want to see any restrictions. But she wanted it on the agenda. I was like, okay, put it on the agenda. I don't think a lot of people in Hartland will like it either, but.
She did ask if we could move it to March.
Oh, okay. Well, then we can move it, but I'm just, okay.
Brian, how much negative feedback do we get from citizens in the village of Hartland relative to chicken and
Chickens.
I have not
restricted
gotten
species?
any.
I have.
Anything on your end, chief?
Got negative?
Fire
No,
department
I
getting
was
any
gonna
complaints
say-
about chickens?
I have neighbors that have them behind me across the street. And I mean, obviously when people come in, they ask all their neighbors like, hey, this is what I'm thinking. How do you feel? And I've heard nothing but positive things, so.
She also got chickens today, so that's.
Oh, I got eggs today.
You got eggs.
Hey, you're moving in the right direction. So what, should we, she asked that it be.
Time's
tested?
breakfast tomorrow.
She'd like to talk about it. I'll bring it to
If someone wants to postpone it until March.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to postpone. I don't even have it on my agenda, so I don't even know.
I'll second.
Just say postpone the chickens.
Postpone
restrictions.
chicken restriction concerns.
Second.
It's been moved and second to postpone the chicken concerns until March, one of March's meetings. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Announcements.
The police department has a vacancy for a police officer position. We're accepting applications for certified officers at this time. Applicants can go to the village website for more information or WileyNet for information on how to apply.
I did get a question. Can I just ask it? I got a question from outside, like a person looking into it. When you say certified officer, is that someone that's already, are you accepting applications from anybody that's coming out of the academy or just got out of the
So somebody
academy?
that's graduated or plans on graduating in the next session here, so done in May, we would accept applications for.
Yep.
That or is current police officer.
Yep.
Someone who hasn't been through the academy, we're not taking those applications at this time.
Correct, okay, thanks.
All right, we've been working with Dr. Schultz, who will be our new medical director. He's actually coming to a meeting tomorrow with our full-time staff just to go over some things. He's already brought to our attention some upgrades we're going to need to do for our Schedule 1 medications that the state and the DEA are gonna make us do. So we'll be working on that. Also, we got the MDCs back today.
They'll have them back tomorrow morning.
And then they'll go to our IT to finish those up, and then they'll be active in the rig, back in the rigs, hopefully by the end of the week. So
It's cool.
that's all I have.
Update on additional things we submitted for our service director, which is our EMS service director appointment with the State of Wisconsin Department of Health Services. Submitted a letter last week for the transition of service director appointment from chief to myself that got accepted, and it's now set up with the state. So just kind of doing those check boxes as we go through this renewal period this year, along with our medical director to make things more streamlined and smooth. But that's all I got right now.
Okay, that's smart. Because, I mean, how long are those things usually for?
Our licensure for our state, for our paramedic license, for the agency itself is a 3-year certification. So every 3 years we have to reapply for it. And then as far as medical director and such goes, they don't necessarily have to reapply for medical director every 3 years. It's just we go through, fill out an application, make sure all of our benchmarks are still meeting where they need to be, and then they renew our application.
I was just gonna say kudos to you guys if you're already making those steps for transition.
Yep.
So that all of a sudden you're not scurrying when July comes and you can just enjoy it and be like, hey, you
Yep.
already got it, bud.
Get them done a lot quicker, a lot
Yep.
sooner, makes it a lot easier.
Got it.
All right, Valentine's Day, we had a main break. We had 4 staff members that were in for 12 hours working on that till they finally got that one fixed. That was a difficult dig, just because of the depth and the amount of frost that we had in the ground, but they got that done, and we are starting the hunt for our summer help. So anyone over the age of 18 or over, we're paying $18 an hour, cutting grass and taking care of the parks.
What do you have them work? Are they 6:30 to 3:30?
7 to 3:30.
So 7 to 3:30.
7 to 3:30.
Yep. Same hours as our regular staff. That's all I have.
Good.
Congratulations to the United States of America's women's and men's hockey teams. for
Absolutely.
Taking it to Canada. Congrats.
Absolutely.
It's fantastic hockey games if you get to see them. If you didn't get to see 'em,
Absolutely.
it's wonderful.
USA. It was wonderful. It was great. Kudos Awards dinner is coming up this Thursday. I know that DPW is nominated for an award. I believe that's correct, Tom? Who else from the village? Just DPW is up for nomination. I know that one, but I don't wanna, it's supposed to be a surprise, yes. There's a lot going on in the village, but, I mean, I don't have a lot of announcements right now. We'll have election stuff coming up. Everybody knows spring elections come up in April, so that's gonna be a little bit over a month away. And then everybody will get geared up towards summer. But things seem to be really on track so far for the village. In every apartment, it sounds like everything's clicking pretty good, so that's awesome.
I'll make a motion that we adjourn.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we adjourn this meeting. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. This meeting's adjourned.